elections. This was the seat that the NUP held. You have just won it. The late Lachimoli had been re-elected. But all of a sudden, you've lost it. And I'm looking at the margins. 12,642, that was the NRM candidate, Nabaiga, and then your candidate, who happened to be the sister of the late Nachimuli, that is Nampala Irene, garnering only 7,474. Somehow shocking.
Well, thank you. I'll restrain myself to dealing with the detail of the subject matter for reasons that after our participation, the things which actually transpired, I can only mention some of them, were the stakeholders. First, I was acquitted by the Electoral Commission. The number acquitted as observers, though we are serious stakeholders, but there was a stakeholders meeting which I attended. We raised the concerns and to the chairman and to the commission.
Before or after?
Before.
Okay.
The day before. We raised issues of where there were vehicles with concealed identity, which were being used by the military to participate in the electoral process. Even in the meeting, in a subtle way, he showed us that it was called. Even they called the director of operations of police. Said no, every vehicle you find, just impound. DPC, you are instructed. Of course, we took it on face value that actually that would happen. But those are the vehicles which were turned out to be actually attacking polling stations. It happened, and we would call, we raised them because they have a complaint desk. We kept on raising them. That was 1. 2, we raised the issues of a voter register. They said they were going to use the VVK machine because we knew that from the way the VVK machine works, how it had been explained, even if you attack a polling station and belt staff, in the evening, we get back to the VVK. Because, for instance, they would attack polling stations. But we took solace in the fact that in the evening, we kept on noting, these are not raising complaint with the Electoral Commission, knowing that in the evening, we are going just to point out the polling stations which have been attacked, and we thought it was only prudent and only fair that the Commission would call for the VVK machine, because that the provision, they would run them and see people who voted. When we went, that's why whenever these issues kept on appearing in the field, we exercised restraint. We told our people that if they have attacked a polling station, that's fine. Just continue with the voting. We will attack and use the ballot papers at the polling station because we knew in the evening we wanted to be.
You will verify the ballot paper.
Verify the ballot paper. In some instances, they had even stolen the other forms. Actually, on this one, I want to thank the chairman. I called, and they said these people that are stolen. They had the other form. They were hiding them.
Which chairman?
The Electoral Commission. He called. I called the returning officer. Called Agaba. He called me, and we got those data forms on 2 polling stations and forced them to fill them. We called them. But on the issues of vehicles, it failed. On the issue of attacking polling stations, that's what we did. What we asked him before, that the role of the army in these electoral processes is being abused. Because the army would be called on by police if the need arose and they were overpowered. But what actually now happens that the army escorts a group of wrongfellers whom they normally, I don't want to, that's the sort we have created. I don't know, I want to treat people with some sense of humor out of Ubuntu. I don't want to call them the face. But the younger, bodied men putting on the mask, they would attack a polling station. But I knew there was a cure. We knew there was a cure. That's why we kept on telling people, whichever position they attack, just take a note. In case they have marked paper and they have thrown them in the ballot box, that is still fine. Continue the voting, people using the VVK machine. In the evening, we shall request for that. So when, of course, I was supervising 7A Islands. In the evening, our team went to the Electoral Commission, the tally center, brought the attention of the commission that before you start the tallying, we have made complaints on a particular number of polling stations. We make a petition to you that you can tally others where there were no issues. But when it comes to those particular polling stations, please, we want you to go back to the VVK.
And verify.
Because what the number of people will be on the VVK, if they tally,
With the ballots in the box.
With the ballots in the box, then we would have no issue. You go and then they overruled us. When they overruled us, we moved out. We continued compiling evidence of what. That's why I don't want to deal with the detail. We were supposed to have a press conference today, but because some of the islands were very far, some of our teams were actually still returning. They asked for a weekend. We shall have a press on Monday, and our team will give the detail of what. But the point I want to make about this, you see, my brother here.
The question in short would be, do you accept the results that were announced?
Are you okay?
I am fine. I'm asking on behalf of the.
I'm also asking, are you okay?
I'm asking on behalf of the listener.
You see,
somebody who might have not known what has happened in Kalangala.
Why I'm asking, someone was telling me, some of the colleagues.
You mean you're being hosted by somebody who is not okay?
No. I just want to find out because someone was telling me that even if we didn't rig, we'd have won. From NRM side. Then I wanted a debate. So of course I was wondering why do you even go that level for some participating in that? Because you see, to me it was legitimate. For instance, we went to the poll knowing we can either win or we can lose. You understand? And personally, I have no issue with losing if I've lost. You understand? But these things we see, what makes my heart to bleed is that the Kadogos in the names of the pollers went to the bush because the election had been rigged. We are not even asking for much. We're only saying, we are searching for an effective electoral system. You have bought machines. You have used them in the electoral process. We are saying, please, can you use your machine to verify? So no, we cannot use our machines. So we just get to, we get lost somehow. And because the danger of this, I don't know if you have participated in this electoral process. You see, like before, people would say, like one of the senior people was saying that, I said, how did you win? That for me, I did not win. That I just put my man aside for police, for electoral commission.
The registrar.
So the registrar don't announce it. Usually. And we just did whatever we did. And I knew I had also had some portion now for court. Then I was looking at the old man and said, because look at the age of someone who just waited to falsify results and gets to parliament. You bleed. You see, what type of country is this one we are building?
All right.
So about Kalangala, I don't want to preempt
what the party is going to do.
What we are going to say.
Okay.
But I've just given a synopsis of what actually
happened.
And as to the narrative, as to whether even if they don't do this, they would have won. I know I leave it to you. I was asking me a question that are you comfortable with the results? It's like someone putting poison in the food. Then they ask you that have you eaten this food which was here when you knew it was poison? Then you say, but how are you feeling? Are you happy that you have to poison?
All right, let's go to Major Awich.
There's no way of discerning. Because you see that question now, because you see even after doing this, then someone said that if we really did it was like 4,000 votes. Still there is a difference of 1,000. Would have so it becomes very pedestrian in terms of argument.
All right. Let's hear from Major Awich. Major Awich, what's your take about the outcomes of this particular election in Kalangala? I know your party is jubilating. Was
he there?
He can give us what the Secretariat, the feelings at the Secretariat about this particular by-election.
My view about the Kalangala election is that we want fair and square. And this election we should have even won the first time. But I think we were spread on the ground at that time and we didn't concentrate on Kalangala, knowing the nature. I don't know whether 100 islands and 84 islands. So the fact that you have a district or a constituency, for that case the woman MPs for the district, where you have 84 islands constituting polling areas, we did concentrate. But why I say we should have won even the other time is that when we are preparing for this, we called the people from the ground to listen to them, tell us what is it, what should we do, how is it. The situation is that a lot of investment has been put in Kalangala as per our past manifesto, to the extent that there are people who have oil palm plantations. But these plantations employ a lot of people, where you find people earning their food, their school fees, their money for clothing, and the rest from it. And it has improved money in the pocket of people. Two, there's a tourism. People have built hotels and all that, and people are there and getting livelihoods from that. And of course, our flagship, the PDM. So the people on the ground told us, said, colleagues, it is us to lose this election if we are going to lose. And so we were really well prepared. Now, you ask me whether I was there or not. I wasn't there, but I was at the headquarters. We separated ourselves. Honorable Namayanja, Honorable Kinobe, and Honorable Seninde were in the theater. They were in Kalangala, and they did a good job. For us, we were here at the headquarters with thorough planning. We did it. So we had to win this election. The investment government has put there, the money that comes in the livelihood of the people, and our organizational capacity now is so good that it is rare for us to win election. Yes, I can explain. For example, even in the last campaign, you would realize that President Museveni was moving with a video to explain Akello got 1 million. Akello used this 1 million to buy goats. Akello did this. Some of our friends were laughing at us. For them, they were going into the rhetoric of corruption and human rights and all this, which we really know for us institutional we are addressing. But for them, they thought the rhetoric would win votes. For us, we kept on put that video, explain how Akello got this and what is he now. And we went throughout the country. Two, yes, and the people understood us. Two is that we have a village network system of 63 people per village. Imagine in one day, like in the national election, that we set 63 people on the ground all over the country. There are 73,000 villages, and you are having 63 people of your own who are moving from door to door. How can you lose such elections when they are explaining to people what we have already said? And we will set minimum things to be explained, minimum, about the income, about this. Urban areas has been our challenge. For example, we have found difficulty in designing interventions in the city. For example, do you put the PDM to somebody who works in Nakasero Market in Nansana where he sleeps? Or do you put it in Nansana, the man lives in the morning? So we have been trying to handle urban areas, and it has been a challenge.
Do you have the
and of course,
people per village in Kampala?
We have. But the design for intervention had been a challenge for some time. And of course, we also have the intelligentsia like you, who keep making access to them and giving views that mislead. And that is why we have the challenge in the cities and municipality. But all the same, can you imagine the fairness of NRM? We have continued to create urban centers, even in the village, town council. If we were selfish, we would say, this urban thing make us lose election. But we are not. And we create them. We create them, and we know that even if we don't get votes, but we are committed to addressing the livelihood of the people. So Kalangala was one fair and clean. Now, just one last one. We had a situation where in our situation room at the headquarters, we got a position that in one polling station there are 131 voters, but that NRM candidate had got 522. This was a concern to us. We said, well, how can this be? This makes us look shabby. Can you explain? The people in the theater, the Honorable Namayanja, the Honorable Senine, and Honorable Kinobe said that is not true. We have a declaration form for that polling station. It is not what is being circulated. So unfortunately, our friends create falsehood and wants the public to believe in falsehood. We won Kalangala fair and clear.
So why